Hey, you guys. So I'm back again with another message from the Lord. Um, this message, don't be fooled. Do not be fooled. Do not get caught up in um, the stuff that's going on in social media or in the news. Do not get caught up with the things of the world. Don't be fooled. Because a lot of the stuff that's going on is a distraction. God tell us to watch as well as pray, but we shouldn't be giving so much of this stuff, so much of our time to where it's pulling us away from God and it's pulling us away from our assignments. Don't be fooled. Some of this stuff is a distraction. We have to understand that some of this stuff that's going on is all a part of God's plan. All things work together for those that love the Lord and that are called according to his purpose. That means the good, bad, and the ugly. And what the devil meant for bad, God can mean it for your good. We can't get caught up in all this stuff that's going on in social media, news, stuff like that, because it's a distraction. It's taking you away from your purpose. It's taking you away from your assignment. It's draining your energy. It's depleting you, which is all what the devil wants us to do. If the devil can take your distraction, can take your attention and distract you and put it somewhere else, he is winning because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Resist the devil and he will flee. Ignore it. And keep it moving. Because there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that we are witnessing is in the Bible. You can find it in the Bible. You can find it in God's word. We can't get so caught up in stuff, y'all, where we miss the mark. Because judgment is coming. God's wrath is coming. And you want to be on the good side of judgment where God rewards you for your good works, for you being faithful, for you being a good steward, for you doing what he's calling you to do in this hour. Because those who are not, they are going to experience God's wrath. They're going to experience God's judgment. They're going to experience God's justice. I'm trying to tell y'all, now is not the time to be overindulging in stuff that doesn't matter. That doesn't really matter. That doesn't really determine whether you're going to enter into the kingdom of heaven or not. We need to be doing the things that are pleasing to our Father, that is pleasing to his sight. We don't need to be caught up in things that we don't need to be caught up in. The drama, the gossiping, all that other stuff. What for? If you are doing these things, being overly indulged in the drama, the gossiping, the naysaying, or whatever is going on that is not serving your purpose, you got too much time on your hands. Y'all, don't be fooled. This stuff is a distraction. We at the top of the year, and the devil is trying to knock people off of their plans that God had told them to have, or God has told them to orchestrate at the top of the year. So you can be stagnant for the rest of the year. We got to understand and learn how to see the tricks of the enemy when he starts working. Some things I said I wasn't even going to entertain because I know it's the trick of the enemy. Some things I'm going to cut short. I'm not going to conversations. I'm not going to entertain because I know it's the trick of the enemy. If this is all you want to do, is this is all you want to talk about, we might need to separate in this season because I'm trying to be about my Father's business. Because I'd rather God send his son Jesus back and he find me working and doing things due diligently than him coming back and finding me in mess. Finding me in stuff that is really a sin. Finding me in a place of disobedience instead of in a place of obedience. Gossiping, slandering, drama, all that stuff is not of God. All that stuff is a spirit of disobedience. All that stuff is the spirit of rebellious. Because that's not what God told us to do. So why will I entertain it? Why are you entertaining it? Don't be fooled in this season, in this hour. Even when it comes to going to certain places, doing certain things, being around certain people. If God had told you not to be doing that, don't be fooled in this season, in this hour. Don't do it. Some things in this season are being disguised as nice, being disguised as okay, but it's not okay if God told you not to do it. What's okay for one person might not be okay for you. Your instructions might be different. So you might have to turn down that invite. You might have to turn down an opportunity that you know is not from God. That might seem to be a good opportunity, but you know it didn't come from God, or you know that one is not for you. It's a trick of the enemy. The devil don't always come off passively aggressive or aggressive. He comes off as a disguised as a wolf in sheep clothing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. The enemy can disguise himself as an beacon of light, as an angel of light. These people, these different demonic spirits can masquerade themselves as certain things. You got to be careful. You got to learn. You have to learn the spirit of discernment. You have to ask God to increase your spirit of discernment so you don't be fooled in this season, in this hour. So you don't be like the young prophet listening to the old prophet, and the old prophet had got him killed because he didn't go and follow the instructions that God had gave him. Listen to another prophet, that a prophet that lied to him and cost him his life. Y'all don't be fooled in this season, in this hour. Because when I tell you judgment is coming to the land, judgment is coming to certain churches, judgment is coming to judgment is coming to churches, judicial systems. I told you guys before that God is angry. And I seen that anger last night to where it scared me, but I was still warning people like, oh, that's God's judgment. And they begin to run and stuff. But you can't run and hide when that stuff hit. You just need to make sure that you're doing what you need to be doing when God returns, when Jesus' son returns. When God sent his son Jesus to return. You need to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? So be mindful, you guys. Don't be fooled. Don't get caught up into all this stuff that doesn't matter. You need to be making sure your hands are diligently working, that you are diligently seeking God, that you are diligently staying in your word. That's what you need to make sure you're doing. Did you wrote the vision down and made it plain? Did you wrote the goals down for the year that God wants you to start implementing for the year? How many have you started working on so far? Those are the things that you need to focus on in this season, in this hour. Don't be fooled. Don't get caught up in the foolery and the shenanigans. I'm trying to tell y'all. It ain't worth it. It's not worth your soul salvation. It's not worth you not entering into the kingdom of heaven. Because we can cause, if we let it, other people to cause us to miss opportunities by not being in place, not being in position, and not doing the things that God has called us to do. I refuse to do that in this season, in this hour. But I feel led in my spirit too to tell you guys that some people that you were connected to in your old season, you're not gonna be connected to in your new season, because a lot of these people, God has called them to raise to a level, to a certain standard, and they still want to stay on a certain level, which is causing them to be distracted, which is causing them to be caught up in things they shouldn't be caught up in, and it's trying to be, and it's gonna call, and it's also gonna try to pull you to a place of being distracted by entertaining certain conversations and stuff that you shouldn't be entertaining, by doing things that you really shouldn't be doing, going places where you really shouldn't be going. It might be in the season where you're like, okay, God, it's time for me to be separated, since send new destiny helpers, because it's a different season, different time. Things changes, and some things we can't take into our new season. All right, if people don't want to grow and mature and change to the level that God has called them to. So, all right, you guys, I love you all. Don't be fooled. Don't be distracted. Do what God has called you to do in this season, in this hour. Okay, so I love you guys. I pray that you all have an amazing day, and I will chat with you all later.